Welcome to Plattsburgh, New York today. We're doing some New York. What's up, everybody? Mr. Thrasha here. How are you all doing? Welcome to Plattsburgh, New York. Very, very early morning. I got up really early. Cool churches and stuff over here. But what's really cool is this huge monument I'm approaching straight ahead of me. Oh my. It's got a giant soaring eagle atop of it. Giant eagle on top. That monument stands right across the street from City Hall of Plattsburgh. Lots of downtown fun just up the way. That eagle on top of that monument. So cool. UHF style. I'm just here on the steps of City Hall for the mayor's annual budget meeting. As good as you can see it. Top that epic monument. I only use the word epic when it's justified. That is quite the epic monument here in Plattsburgh. Look at this. Cool wall murals, man. I love wall murals. Look at that colorful one up there. And this one over here with another eagle. Whoa, look at this sidewalk. God. In a New York state of mind. Look at all this. This is awesome. Fishes and stuff. Talk over some of this music up here in order to show you. Trinity Church Episcopal. A war monument here. Standing across from another church. It's coming over here. All the barriers are painted down there. There's so much great wall art. New York. Check this wall art up here. This over here. All this. It's just wonderful. Wow, big church here. Look at this old stone house beside it. Old kind of brick stone. Wow. Cool town. Founded in 1821. Yeah, it's wild. Alright. They get some breakfast and stuff, and then we'll head back out, explore more of Plattsburgh, New York here. But we're staying here at La Quinta Inn and Suites by Wyndham. And it's gonna be a nice sunny one, I hope. Why don't I take you on a quick tour of the place, show you our lodging here in Plattsburgh. So just upon entry here at Quinta, breakfast and all that stuff over there. Check out this chair. Painted this chair. That napkin. Quite good job they did on it. Some maple syrup there. Maple syrup and wine. And a Loch Ness monster. The War of 1812 Museum, Battle of Plattsburgh Association. I'm going to show you some really cool stuff just over here. You want to see this? Look at this monster. That is a real U.S. Air Force used plane. Take a look at this. Look at the size of it. World's best B-47 and crew, a real B-47. Look at the size of that. Oh, some birds just flew out. The size of it. Isn't that something? Straight from the front to, I guess, the jets. That's where those would be. Oh, bird just flew out of here. Bird just flew out from underneath the plane. Look at this. It's inside the plane. You can hear there are some birds living inside the plane. They think it's taken off soon. Look at the size. Eels. We got James behind me, covering this for his channel. Yeah, huge wingspan. You could have a little picnic right under this gigantic plane. Another shot of the back. See that apple with a sword through it, stating where we are, Plattsburgh. It's a beautiful sunny day today, covering much of Plattsburgh. Look at the sheer immensity of this plane. The U.S. Air Force was used. It's used. Here's a picture. Yep, that's right. Sleep well. Your Air Force is awake. You have a gnat on ya. It's a gnat. Over here, it's like a museum of planes. Look at this one. Look at that. To the tippity tip. Look at that. That could impale you like no other. Isn't that something? Lots to see at this park. Back it up. It's a little bit wider of a shot. Isn't that something? It's gonna look really cool here at the back. Wow. Wow. Going under it. There's that other one over there. Mr. Clyde A. Lewis, patriot, community leader, founder of the Air Base Liaison Committee, of course. Nice bow tie. Check out all this.
Wonderful. I know it's beautiful.
We got memorials here, and surrounded by these planes I showed.
Yeah, they do some seriously nice work here.
Strategic bomber over here. And that is a B-47 in all its glory. Coast Guard, Air Force, Marine Corps, and the Army. Just over here, beneath Old Glory, waving so proudly, are these things. I'm glad we came over here. That's been fashioned. Those jets are taking off. (380th Bombardment Wing. Whole Air Force Base Museum, all this, these are still, we're here, the Air Force Base. Look at that, nothing's been touched up. It's all been like this so long. Hey bird, bye bird. These old doors, everything was done right here. If you come just across the way here, you got the planes and the park and everything over there. This really is the Plattsburgh Air Force Base Museum. Thanks for coming along, everybody. for coming along and checking it out. City of Plattsburgh clock right in front of the Our House Bistro. Twisted comfort food and a nice big clock. I don't know if that's the right time. I guess this clock's been up here since 1902. Pretty cool. I like this town very much. In the water along Veterans Bridge, Plattsburgh. On a stroll over the bridge. Thanks for coming along, everybody. Gonna be a big two-parter. There's so much to show here in Plattsburgh, New York. A town with much more history, more than meets the eye. You may look at a town and go, oh, this doesn't seem very historical, but there is. We're gonna go through all of it. This bridge here was constructed by local artisans using local stone, dedicated November 11th, 1930. Beautiful. What else we can find in this town? Today the sun is shining. You see? He's right there. Shining. The big friendly smile here in New York. This cat here is jumped out of a plane with a parachute, some roses. This one here hanging from the window ledge. This hanging from the window ledge. This one here's down here minding its own beeswax. Got butterflies. It's gorgeous. This one here is not impressed. Jesus is hope. Jesus is hope. I'm gonna show it a little better without getting hit by the traffic. Is Jesus hope? Jesus is hope. Show you something cool over here. As far as the town of Plattsburgh goes, right over here it states, right off of Green Street. I'm gonna go check out some of those churches too. Gotta get me some churches. Got the tracks back here. This was the first building erected in this settlement. It stood here in 1767. First building. It was the home of Count Charles de Friedenberg. Been right here on this corner. Well, the sun has fully engulfed that eagle up there on the monument. I'm on the back roads of town now. Just over here is the crossroads. The railway crossing. Every classic American town has them. Except the train never goes by when you want to see it. Want to see a train? See a train on the back tracks. Wish I could just follow the tracks all the way down there. You can find some old removed train tracks that are not in use anymore. They just took them off the tracks way over there and have been placed over here, where they will probably stay for some amount of time. Pretty cool. You can pretty much see it everywhere. The downtown portion of the town, down the other side of the bridge. You get the full experience. You're with me here. You watch these videos, you're living vicariously through me. We're journeying together, you're with me. Feel free to weigh in with your comments. You ever been here? This fine town in upstate New York, I like it. Been spending some considerable time here. Get a little bit of peace. That Eagle Monument back there is something. Actually states that this was the Wonderland Electric Theater, 1907. Wonderland Electric Theater was the first motion picture theater in Plattsburgh. Began operation in 1907 and continued to entertain citizens till 21. And right here. It's not this building, it was right here on the spot. I think it's this building. the painted arrows and on the brick. We're here at Riverside Cemetery, just on the edge of Plattsburgh, and I'm here with my friends Michael and James. We're gonna take a walk around this old cemetery, some of the old stones, and see what we see. This is a massive cemetery. Massive historical New York cemetery.
I bet you
41, but the middle one,
look at that.
That's crazy, that
Nice.
middle one. Yeah, that rusty gate with that tree on it.
yeah, this is a whole family plot right here.
Yep. Isn't that something? Wow, look at that.
Looks like the last person that went in here was 1941.
Do you see the sheep?
Yep.
One in the middle is ancient.
It's pretty nice. Yeah, they call those monads, or they call them
Monoliths.
monoliths, or
There's a bunch of them in here.
yeah, there is. Yeah.
I don't know, if you look through the woods right there, there's a ship out of them.
Yep. And then there was a really nice one with like a really ornate looking pot. You seen that?
Michael's dog. His name's Rogue. Coco Rogue. We found entry. I'm gonna enter over here.
Good name for a rock band.
Yeah, I'd say so. Fence ends over here. You just keep following it, and you can just walk into a cemetery. This cemetery is huge, goes all the way down to the river. This is Riverside Cemetery. Now we're in, we can walk up and show some crazy old monuments. Michael's gonna educate us on some cool facts about the cemetery. Look how old this is. All right, she died 150 years ago.
Gracie Sauls. So it makes you wonder on these trees here, these trees aren't 150 years old.
Look at that. How is that?
But this whole this is the family plot, this little circle here.
Yep.
The Sauls.
Whole
Sauls
circle.
family.
Circle enclosure. Take you around
Now
here.
that would be a circumference.
Right, circumference of this whole area. I've got a dead bird here. Look, he's not napping. He's deceased. Giant cells, stone there. Got a dead bird over here. Little carcass. This is crazy. Spending a couple days out here in Plattsburgh getting all kinds of stuff, because there is all kinds of stuff to see. Never spent so much time in this town and realized just how much there is to see. And there's a lot. So that's this emery stone.
The Carter.
Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith.
Yes,
Wow, looks beautiful with the sunlight.
it is as well.
Been battling a lot of inclement weather on this trip, so it was very good. I chose to stick around New York longer and get some sunshine.
This is the Sherman and the Carter family.
That's
Like
friggin'
Michael said, this was
epic
probably
stone.
brought here
Well, their cornerstones here are
pieces,
huge.
but possibly more. I would imagine
Yeah.
this is a family plot.
Very
Now
cool.
it's pretty sizable.
Yeah. Michael was just saying there's more newer stones over here, not so much this. It says perpetual care. But I'm here, we'll have to show this. Check this out. From these stones, get a good shot of the river down here. So I'll grab one of those quick. Mixing it up, mixing it up. I love the urn. Top of that though. Mother. Standing on something I probably shouldn't. Not a gravestone. I'm outside of the cemetery for a second. Just to show you how close we are to the river here in Plattsburgh. The Riverside Cemetery. Beside the river. Gorgeous river. Really gorgeous on a sunny day.
Alright,
Nice river down there.
This patch right here,
everyone take care.
check this out, man. You'll like this
Good
if
dear,
you're a chefy kind of guy. This is wild oregano.
Wow, really? Smells Smells like it.
Yeah, there's a lot of good
You
wild.
can actually eat this.
Yeah.
This grows wild.
I use a lot
Hey,
of.
Rogue.
Actually, dandelions.
Look at this thing.
Dandelion wine I've made.
So this was put up in 1886. It's hard to believe. 1886. This nice row of 4 stone crosses. Vast cemetery goes way out there.
Otherwise, you know, people come in here with sheets of paper and just run, you know, pencil over it.
I do. I know what you mean.
Wow.
I love cemeteries.
This one's probably 200.
200 years old or more.
Yep. I'd say it's probably that. Here's, you know, here's part of one that's cut. So if you look at the rings on the smaller stone,
Yeah.
give you an idea how old this thing is. But judging by the root system, yeah, I'd call it.
Yeah,
200.
absolutely. This thing is very old. Hey, have you ever heard of this one there, Mr. Canada? Mama had a baby and her head popped
Oh yeah,
off.
yeah. We used to do
Where
that
does
one.
that come from?
Maybe from Canada.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. We definitely used to do that a lot
I
as when we were
don't
kids.
know. That comes from somewhere. Well, we can see the rings.
Oh yeah, cutting it right down. It's an ancient tree. It's like cutting away history.
Absolutely.
Actually, it's funny if you come up and look at this stone. This is not John Madden's stone, obviously. Look at this Madden stone. Look at that piece of rock right there. 1908. This one here, just look at this solid piece of stone. It's way bigger than me. Gotta pass by it. Huh. On the other side of the Madden stone, it says young. This really old one here. 1841, 1884. Crazy. Going over to this monument where you see Michael and James. And they're from here in Plattsburgh. And
Of course, in those days, you got cancer. It was all over. It was all over. Especially when
join the Stones, Rogue. Chappelle. It's quite the monument here.
1805. So before the war of 1812 even started.
Yeah, there's a lot of history.
The life was older.
This little one. It's almost like a tree cross. Saw this big ball from the street.
So this is Charles Platt.
wanted to
So
get in
these are
here.
the people that actually the name Plattsburgh. These are the people that the name Plattsburgh is actually named after.
Really?
Yeah.
And Charles Platt.
C and Charles Platt,
Pioneers of
pioneers of
Plattsburgh.
Plattsburgh.
Wow. There you go.
C.C. Platt.
Love that monument behind it.
So there was Charles Platt, Zephaniah Platt,
Right.
and I'm trying to remember the other Platts.
Well,
but
he's
anyways, yeah,
79.
that's who Plattsburgh was named after.
Their burg, the pioneers of Plattsburgh.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Zephaniah Platt.
Yeah, 1805 to 1884.
And we have the monolith over there. We already recorded
Because prior to that, there was a British encampment.
the I believe granite.
Oh my goodness. Look at
The
this.
stuff that causes the orange, I don't know if that's a type of lichen or what.
Some people say it's like moss, but
Well,
others.
it's a type.
Yeah, it's a lichen, like you said.
Yeah.
Someone commented on one of my really old cemetery videos, one of the first ones. They mentioned that's what it is.
And I can see how
This is crazy,
This
though.
section of the cemetery, it's only happening in this section of the cemetery.
Yeah, the older section, huh?
Yeah, well, you know, you see it in Scotty and other places, but boy, it's heavy over here.
Very heavy over here, you're right. From where we were just over there, much more newer, cleaner stones. Look at this. It's all over these stones, all over the rock, you know,
Yeah, the cornerstone.
the cornerstones, like you mentioned. These circular family ones.
Yep.
Yeah, it's extremely heavy over here. I don't see any on this stone. It's funny.
Yeah,
This
so
one's
there-
covered.
Although somebody could be coming in to clean, well, this is all
Clean
one
it
family
off.
again.
Wow. Someone would come and clean it.
So somebody
May come in clean.
Might come in here. These people have been dead over 100 years. You know, they died 1912.
Wild to think about.
I'll say this though, a lot of these people are living a long life considering the era that they lived in.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Well, here's somebody who went 59 years. That was probably...
That's decent. Decent
yeah,
life.
That was 60 years. There were probably some pretty rough times back then.
Hell of a monument there.
Some stonemasons were busy in those days.
Wild. Wild, these monuments. The size of this one, just staring right up at. You look from the bottom. Died in 8 feet. Age 16 years old, this person. Died July 31st, 1852.
I think it is.
Or is this isn't someone's marker?
The corner could have come out here somewhere, and then now it's just gone because somebody either broke it, stole it. You know, I can see somebody trying to dig this out, and then they haul it home and they use it for lawn ornament or some shit.
Yeah, see, that's a kind of disrespect that I can
Oh
never
wow! I'm gonna grab a couple of these monuments over here. Oh yeah, I see these all the time too. Even these ones that crack in the middle, and you can see the metal
What happens
inside
is
it.
these trees have grown so much, so their roots are coming out a long way. But you can see how the ground's heaving in different places.
Absolutely.
So then what happens is it heaves up, and then the stone, because it's
One
marble,
broke right in half.
it's marble and it's decomposing, and you can see it just simply broke right off.
Wow.
See how flaky it is?
It
It's
snapped.
it's like ancient cocaine or something.
It
just-
is. It is.
This is a monstrosity. There's a few monstrous monuments over here. This one here, Katie Boynton, Stoddard. Look at this. As Michael was just explaining, so much history in this graveyard and in this city in general. So,
That's September 11th, 1814.
That's beautiful.
World War II.
Yeah, there's a lot of history here. Yeah, and I would agree with that tree. 200 or plus.
That tree, yeah,
Absolutely.
that's an ancient tree.
I've never seen moss like this before, but this right here, certain kinds of moss, people pay really good money for lawn.
As we just learned, find a stone with plat, and that is probably a direct relation to one of the pioneers of this city, town. So you'll find a lot of those in this graveyard. William Swetland. Nice, huge American cemetery tour here in Plattsburgh, New York, everybody. I wanted to show these two massive monuments on both sides of me. Look at this one. The Angel. It's that stuff growing on her. Smith M. Weed died in 1920. And wife of him, born in Plattsburgh, died in Plattsburgh, 1886. Wow, this one behind me has been catching my eye since we were outside of the gates, looking for our way in. Look at that, you'll get the sunburst right up there. Gorgeous. Hope you're enjoying this today out here in Plattsburgh, everybody. New York. Please like, please subscribe. We got much more to show today. Probably going to be doing a Plattsburgh two-parter. We got to cover some food, the whole downtown area. There's a great arts district. Michael's educating us, showing us some good old stuff. Please like, please subscribe. I don't have any designated time when I do wrap-ups. Please like, please subscribe. If you're new here, subscribe and let you know when a new episode goes up. Never know what you might be missing, where we're gonna be on Mr. Thrasha Show. So thanks for joining in as always. And stay tuned, because we're not done. Got much more. Much ahead from this trip and here in Plattsburgh.
Zephaniah Platt Jr., the son of that guy over in that stone right over there about 60, 70 feet away.
I just found another plat over here.
And this is Zephaniah Platt Jr. And he was in the War of 1812.
And he was, I think, a judge.
And he was a judge.
Yeah,
But in honor of service,
Yep.
I don't know what NS stands for. But the United States
National Service, United States Department. Oh, and I would guess, this is a guess, because of the anchor and the star, that he was at one point possibly in the Navy.
Well, the Navy was here, yeah.
Because
the United States
is massive
Well,
stone.
the United States Navy was founded on this lake.
This is vast cemetery. It's just, there's so many parts to it. And the really ancient stones are in here. There's another plat here. It's the main, Zeph plat, 1807. Zephaniah.
Founder of Plattsburgh. He found it.
We found the founder. Educating the masses on the history of Plattsburgh, and we found
there's nothing on YouTube with this, so.
No, definitely not. This will be a beaut.
There will be soon.
So anyway,
Mr. Thrasha.
a lot of the naval battles with the British and the French during the Revolutionary War were fought here. They weren't fought in the ocean, they were fought on this lake.
Tell them the story about your friend who found an anchor that was how long? How big was that anchor?
Like 14 feet.
14-foot anchor from one of the old ships.
A British Sussex, it was stamped Sussex, England, 1778.
That sounds wild. I would have liked to see that thing. You said he put his
sails it back down Lake Champlain.
That no good Benedict Arnold.
Whitehall, and he refits it and renames it the Royal Savage as a snub against King George III.
Oh yeah.
So then they sail it back up here the following year on October 11th, 1776, where they are engaged by the entire British naval forces up here.
Holy mackerel.
And this crazy fight breaks out. They sink his ship in like the first 15 minutes of the battle. And he jumps ship and goes to another boat, and they haul ass back south. And there's 122 British soldiers that are buried on Crab Island that I'm going to show you guys here in a minute.
That's awesome.
And then how did the rest of the story go? Oh, so they pulled the boat up in 1938.
Okay.
And this guy bought it and had it on his garage floor. And then the Smithsonian took it about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. And they are redoing it.
See, a lot of times
Look at these graves literally sticking out of this tree. This grave is directly into the tree. I've seen this before, but never in Canada. This is just like something you only see in the United States of America, ladies and gentlemen. 1832, they stuck that in the tree, or the tree was only growing at that point. And they grew up together. That old stone. Got a lot of really cool things to show here. This person born in 1799, it's a very interesting stone, lived to 1879. Look at this interesting stone. It's crazy. Wow. Just the way these stand. Cemetery goes on and on and on. Taking one more establishing shot. The cemetery is really where the cemetery started, because I mean the oldest stones are here and everything was built up after. Me and Michael were just talking about the fact that, say, this person lived 94 years from 1727 to 1821. 94 years, the majority of the 1700s, right into the 1800s. Fascinated by these little tiny ones. This little bitty. Little bitty. Get off my camera, fly.
While leading the vessels under his command.
And he was a sailor. These guys are army guys.
The attack of the American flotilla.
Yep.
At anchor in Cumberland Bay. Off Plattsburgh.
Off
Off Plattsburgh on the 11th of September, 1814. Yeah,
Here's a guy
September
who's a
11th.
pilot, Joe Barron
Left a
from
penny.
Saratoga.
Couple pennies.
Yep.
Is that's a good word to use for that. It's like a sarcophagus almost, yeah?
It almost is.
Almost is. Reads Kramer with a C, not Cosmo Kramer. Yep. Been in here quite a while, showing you quite a lot, so we're moseying on here. Take the long walk out of the cemetery. Look at that. It's cool. You walk in this cemetery, you notice more that you didn't catch first way through. More of these resembling sarcophagus. And look at this Emerson stone. It's something. It's got a cross laying on the top.
Big
Super
marble
cool.
pieces of stone that look like a diamond.
Trying to move on. Rusted cemetery gate closing this family. A tree. Some sheep down there.
It takes some time to make this fence.
Oh wow, eh? Coming apart. Thanks very much for showing us around the cemetery and everything and educating us there, Michael.
Yeah, man. My minimal knowledge.
It was good. It was good. All right, we're gonna head to another spot. Factory side of town here. You can see an old train. This old train, not in use anymore. Wish we could see a moving train. That's pretty cool. On the back tracks says run. Lots of cool graffiti on there. Funny, it's a Canadian Pacific Railway. Does that say 1981? Can't go over and see it because it is private property. Canadian Pacific Railway, 1881. Canadian? We're in New York. Guess we're not too far from the Canadian border. Not where I live in Canada. I still live quite a few hours from here, but some shot of this immobile train. All that cool graffiti on it. Pretty awesome. Yep. Here, this is the butcher burger.
Look at that melted cheese. Literally
Yeah.
melted all the way off the bun.
I told her to surprise me with the cheese. It looks like she went with American, which was a good choice. Being that
A
we're
lot
in
of veg.
America.
How was it salad?
Add a little ketchup on there. These fries look excellent.
Those look like chunky fries too.
Yeah. Chip wagon style. I'm gonna set this up. I've assembled the burger, added some ketchup.
I was gonna say.
Oh, man.
You're gonna squish it.
Cheese is coming right off.
All the cheese is on the plate.
This is a butcher burger at the butcher block.
I was gonna say you're gonna butcher it.
Yep.
That's a bite.
Oh, good.
Are you a snake? Can you unhinge your jaw?
Trying.
Yes, you can.
Definite 10 out of 10. These fries, many of which were stuck. The cheese had stuck them to the bottom of the bun. This is a 10 out of 10 burger. I'm gonna have to go in and enjoy this for all it's worth. It takes two hands for this puppy, but I'll give you the verdict. Let's see if I can join the Clean Plate Club. All right? I'll hit you back in a sec. Right. That was monstrous. 2 fries away from the Clean Plate Club right there. Still gonna capitalize on that free beer as well, but 3 fries away. Clean Plate Club winner. From here at the butcher block, I want to say butcher barn, it's the butcher block. Cheers, everybody. I head back to Canada fairly soon. Not exactly sure when. Probably coming back to the US. Please like, please subscribe. Join us next time on the Mr. Thrasha Show. A chip off the old. That's gonna do it. The end of part 1. Just the end of part 1. Come back for part 2 here in Plattsburgh. There's so much to cover here in Plattsburgh. Just walking down by the water here. Look at this duck taking off. Taking off to the horizon. Wish I could do that. Size of this tree. Please like, please subscribe. Join us for part 2. Please like, please subscribe. If you're new here, subscribe and let you know when a new episode goes up. You don't want to be missing what happens next, because I don't even know what happens next. Do you know? I don't know. Something cool. I like to keep it entertaining. Come back for part 2 here in Plattsburgh, New York.